college football capital of the world starts in Atlanta. I mean, that's where the Hall of Fame is. So certainly feel that way, and a lot of pride in our state, in the football in our state, and the fact that the world will be coming to Atlanta for that championship game this year. It just makes it more so that way.
Georgia head coach Kirby Smart saying it best. The city of Atlanta, the epicenter of college football, and this season, the road to the College Football Playoff National Championship starts and ends right here in the ATL. And it's also where we begin our coverage of the 2024 college football season. Happy game day and welcome to our Countdown to Kickoff special live from Atlanta. I'm Amy Zimmer. We are roughly 30 minutes away from kickoff and all eyes are on the city of Atlanta. Top-ranked Georgia opening the season against 14th ranked Clemson in the Aflac kickoff game. You can watch the game live at noon right here on WJCL 22. This top 15 showdown headlining a busy slate of Saturday games. And buckle up because we have crews across the state of Georgia ready to bring you all the sights and sounds before kickoff. We're talking Georgia Southern, Georgia Tech, Savannah State, South Carolina, and of course, the Clemson-Georgia game. Here in Atlanta, fans fired up for the return of college football. The Tiger and Dog Walk going on, and the gates to Mercedes Benz Stadium opening. So fans have been outside all morning long enjoying the ultimate tailgate experience.
And I think it's championship or bust. I think any Georgia fan would tell you that. The expectations are sky high. We got a good group coming back, and I think everybody's excited.
Our expectations is that we're going to play a really good game. We got the team rolling up now, and that we're hopefully bring it to them, and we'll be back where we belong at the top spot. So it'll be a lot of fun today.
It is game on, and it's safe to say that Georgia fans and players are entering this season with a chip on their shoulder after being left out of the college football playoff last year with a 12-1 overall record. That one loss happening right here in Atlanta inside Mercedes Benz Stadium behind me in the SEC championship game to Alabama. Now this year, the SEC title game back here in Atlanta, as well as the national championship, and the Dogs look to get back to both. Mercedes Benz Stadium, a place the Georgia Bulldogs know all too well, having played multiple season openers and title games in Atlanta. This year it starts with Clemson, a matchup featuring two programs who have combined to win 4 of the past 8 national championships.
Get to play a quality opponent right off the get-go, and when you get into conference play, you're battle tested, probably better than a team that maybe doesn't play that kind of matchup.
The Dogs hungry and confident this season, believing they have the pieces to get back to what now is a 12-team playoff.
You only get one shot, and just enjoy it while you got it and just be calm. And, you're not out there by yourself. You got plenty of other guys with you, so you're not on the island.
And take care of unfinished business with Carson Beck returning for year 2 as QB1, eyeing their 3rd national championship in 4 years.
That's probably the main reason of me coming back, is coming back and finishing the job and winning that national championship.
Not going to get any easier after week 1 for the Dogs. A look at some of the team's 2024 schedule. Important road tests at Alabama, new SEC member Texas, and Ole Miss. Plus the Dogs welcoming Tennessee later in the season. Okay, going to bring in our sports reporter Pat Timlin now back in the studio. And Pat, there's a handful of players on both Georgia and Clemson on this year's roster.
Hey, Amy, you're certainly right about that. One of those players from right here in Savannah. That's Bulldogs senior defensive lineman Warren Brinson, who chose to return to Georgia for a 5th season. Last year, Brinson posted 21 tackles, 3 of them for loss and 2 sacks. He did miss a short amount of time with a calf injury, but fast forward to fall camp, Brinson also held out of a handful of practices with an Achilles injury. However, he is expected to start on the defensive line today.
Warren looks good. He's practiced every day. We've practiced for Clemson. He's done a good job. He's been out there competing. I mean, he didn't get the luxury of going through camp, which to me is like, camp is what you build your foundation on. So he missed some time in camp, but he also has had 4 camps in his time at Georgia. So it's not like it's his first go-round in terms of that.
Clearly, Coach Smart not concerned with Brinson's status. Here's a list of players with ties to Southeast Georgia on the field today. Starting with UGA alongside Brinson, you have a pair of Pierce County standouts in Luke Bennett and Henry Piegler, plus former Swainsboro High star DeMello Jones and Henry Bates out of Ware County. As for Clemson, former Richmond Hill Wildcat Armand Mason will be playing with the Tigers. Sticking with Clemson, there's a strong desire as well as a belief that they can get back to championship form, and that path starts today. Clemson returns to the gridiron with incumbent starting QB Cade Klubnik. He rattled off 5 straight wins to end 2023 and expects to make a massive jump. The real key is the Tigers' defense. They are returning stars at all 3 levels, and they will face perhaps their toughest test of the entire season right out of the gate.
It's a great opportunity to play the best team in the country right out of the gate, and that's what they are. If anybody don't think they're the best team in the country, then they probably hadn't paid much attention. Tackling is always at a premium, but against a bunch like this, by nature of who their blockers are and their backs, tackling will be critical in this game.
Let's take a look at Clemson's schedule. Those tackling will show up in all of these battles, like NC State taking on the Tigers later on in September. And then how about this scary stretch in October, going on the road to Florida State, and then at the Hokies to end off the month, and finally that Palmetto Bowl at the end of this season. All right, Amy, we have plenty of teams left to break down, don't we?
All right, thanks so much, Pat. And hey, we are just getting started here on our Countdown to Kickoff special. Coming up, we are soaring over to Statesboro to check in with the Georgia Southern Eagles.
That's right, Amy. It is a sweet Saturday here in Statesboro. It's the season opener for Georgia Southern against Boise State. We're telling you all about it coming up.
I want to work for whatever I get. I don't want to be handed anything. And I've been given an unbelievable opportunity to lead this team against Boise State for the first game. I want to go out there and do my job and do what's best for the team.
You can see his demeanor, his confidence, the way he's performed in practice. I'm very proud of JC and how he has led this week. He's really exuding confidence right now.
Welcome back to our Countdown to Kickoff special live from Atlanta. Time to check in with our friends from Statesboro. JC French is set to start under center when Georgia Southern takes the field today to open their season against Boise State at Paulson Stadium. And that's where we find our Frank Slokowski live ahead of kickoff. And Frank, can we say that fans are so excited and ready to see French take the field with the Eagles?
Oh, that is an understatement. I tell you what, I feel sorry for the folks making the trip out here from Idaho because Statesboro, the Chamber of Commerce, they've dialed up a perfect Saturday here for the Eagles. It is hot, it is humid, and with a 4 o'clock kickoff, it is going to be a warm one. And I tell you what, this one also going to be a sellout. And part of the reason why, all the cool things they got going on. Here behind me, you may see a giant potato and an onion. It's the rooted rivalry. Schumann Farms teaming up with the Idaho Potato Commission. It's onions versus potatoes. So one of the things fans can check out before they head into Paulson Stadium to see JC French lead that Eagle offense and see Georgia Southern battle Boise State for the first time ever is stop by there, see the world's biggest potato, and also get some samples of some pretty cool snacks involving onions, sweet onions like this grown right here in our neck of the woods. And of course, those potatoes. So Schumann Farms and the the Idaho Potato Commission teaming up for this cool event. But yeah, it is a hot Saturday, and it is going to be a fun Saturday. 4 o'clock kickoff, Georgia Southern opening the campaign here against Boise State. And a lot of folks already out here tailgating. Going to be a sensational Saturday. I can tell you that, Amy.
All right, thanks so much, Frank. And hey, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the Georgia Southern Eagles' big matchups this upcoming season. Here's a look at their schedule. First road trip up to Nevada, then how about a big road test at 6th-ranked Ole Miss, and of course then in-state rivalry against Georgia State back here in Atlanta this year, and then capping off the regular season against out-of-state foe App State at home. Now it's time to turn our attention to the Palmetto State. Head coach Shane Beamer is entering his 4th year at the helm, and safe to say that fans are ready to forget about last year. That 2023 season, not what fans wanted, nor the players. Among Power 5 schools, South Carolina boasted the worst offensive line in the country, and if the Gamecocks have any hope of improving, it needs to start in the trenches. Former quarterback Spencer Rattler and his top target and Xavier Leggett are now in the NFL. The offense now turning to receivers Raheem, also known as Rocket Sanders, Jared Brown, and redshirt freshman signal caller Lenora Sellers, whose mental makeup shines brightly to Beamer.
He gives you a quiet confidence where the moment's never too big for him. It's the way he handles himself, and a lot of the really good quarterbacks that I've been around. I'm not comparing him to Jalen Hurts, but Jalen at Oklahoma, Jalen was that way.
I'm very excited. You dream about things like this as from a kid till now. It's finally came true, so I just got to go out there and play.
Oh, don't worry, Sellers. You will play, and against some tough competition for redshirt freshman. LSU comes to town. Get this in 2 weeks. Then Ole Miss kicks off a scary month of October football, featuring 4 top 25 squads and the first ever SEC trip to Oklahoma. Final rivalry week going to be against Clemson. All right, time to check that game with our Pat Timlin. And Pat, let's go ahead and check on a team closer to home, the Savannah State Tigers.
Thanks, Amy. This is a team that has to wait another week to kick off their season. They'll do it in Baton Rouge against Southern University, and it'll be year 3 of the Aaron Kelton era. The Tigers did not perform the way they wanted to in 2023, and they're primed for a bounce back in 2024.
Year 3 is a great year for us because we've had guys now for a couple of years. We're building the foundations that we need. We've brought in some guys who we think enhance our program as well. And then everybody knows a little bit more, right? So it allows us to be a little bit more sophisticated and get out of some of those base things that we've been running for the last 2 years to get them ready to go.
Everybody coming together as a team, everybody more comfortable. Coach is settled in, He just got that feel. Everybody got a little confidence. This is a year that we should turn things around and come back for it, for sure.
With tailgates underway, let's check in with another member of our crew, Catherine Liberta, our meteorologist. Tell us, how's it looking out there?
Well, right now we are talking about some clear conditions for Southeast Georgia and the Lowcountry, but out in Atlanta, where Amy is located, it is a picture-perfect start to the 2024 college football season. For that tailgate forecast, it's definitely hot right now. We're talking about 85 degrees, and it definitely is going to stay warm as that kickoff is coming up in just about 15 minutes now. And if we are going to look out into Statesboro, going to be warm there as well as we go to the afternoon. Like Frank said, it's just going to get hotter. Temperatures going to be in the low 90s. Now, over in the Palmetto State, those temperatures going to be fairly similar, just about 15 minutes after that kickoff in Statesboro. South Carolina Gamecocks going to take on Old Dominion, and we are going to be going back to Atlanta later tonight for Georgia Tech taking on Georgia State, and that tailgate forecast going to be beautiful. We are going to be talking about temperatures in the upper 80s and then cooling off into those low 80s as we go overnight tonight. And then that kickoff, 8 o'clock overall, going to be hot for the start of those tailgates. And so you want to make sure you grab plenty of water and enjoy some of that football as we start off this 2024 season.
Hold on one second. And Georgia fans are excited in Southeast Louisiana for kickoff today. I'm Kyron DeVoe, live at Coach's Corner with a look straight ahead.
Welcome back to our Countdown to Kickoff special live from Atlanta. And as the tailgate lot behind me is starting to clear out as fans make their way inside for the Georgia-Clemson game inside the Benz, how about the local restaurants and facilities around the area, all across the state even, getting ready to watch this game? We're going to send it over to our Kai Naveau in Savannah, who's with, I'm sure, very fired up fans. Hey, Kai.
Hey, Amy, how's Atlanta looking? But we are here in Coach's Corner in Savannah, and I'm telling you, it's starting to fill up. I'm actually here with my friend Daniel, who actually went to UGA. As a fellow LSU boy, we take our football serious. So, tell me why Coach's Corner out of every place in Savannah?
The best wings in Savannah by a mile, bar none. Great cold beer, great atmosphere, plenty of TVs to watch. Perfect place to watch football.
So how are you excited about this season?
I'm stoked. I mean, the Dogs are hungry. We're actually due for a national championship. We haven't won one in a full year. So, I mean, it's about damn time we get back on track.
Period. Can I get a go, dog? Go Dogs! Let me show you some more of Coach's Corner right now. It's starting to fill up. We got some more time, but this is what it looked like. We're excited for the Dogs to play in just a few minutes. You know, everyone getting their wings, they're getting their beer. We're excited. Amy, let me send it back to you in Atlanta.
All right, thanks so much, Kai. Good to see fans having a good time as finally college football is back. Okay, back here in Atlanta, again, fans starting to make their way inside Mercedes Benz Stadium. This game set to kick off at noon right here on WJCL 22, a high-stakes season opener between the top-ranked Dogs and number 14 Clemson Tigers. So let's go ahead and check in on some of the keys to this big matchup. For Georgia, Dogs have to win the turnover battle, and the offensive line has to hold down for quarterback Carson Beck. Most importantly, Georgia must pressure Clemson quarterback Cade Klubnik, who is known for making big plays on his feet. Yeah, he's fast. And last season, when the signal caller was against pressure, his completion rate dropped from over 72% to below 38%. And then for Clemson, they look to take advantage of Georgia's shorthanded running back room and their slow run, while Klubnik can't be afraid to use his legs for Clemson. Plus, Tigers need to do the little things well, such as making field goals and be efficient in the red zone. Last year, Clemson scored on only 71% of its red zone trips. So when the Tigers have opportunities, they need to take advantage. And in the nightcap, another college football game happening just right down the road here in Atlanta. It's going to be Georgia Tech taking on Georgia State in a Peach State battle. Bringing in our Pat Timlin for more on this matchup.
Thanks, Amy. Certainly going to be a fun one there in Atlanta, just down the road from where you are. The Yellow Jackets took the world by storm last Saturday with the last-second win over Florida State, yet the job is far from over for head coach Brent Key. His squad, everyone counted them out against the Noles. At Georgia Tech, shown how the game is won in the trenches. Expect a healthy dose of work from a Russian attack that could very well finish in the top 25 of the entire nation. The buzz in Atlanta is on the ups, and it's all part of Key's vision.
There's really three phases right now in our growth as a team. You know, learning how not to lose, learning how to win, and now learning how to win consistently. You know, the challenge we have this week, I told the team this on Sunday afternoon, the challenge would have been a lot easier had we lost the game on Saturday night. But that's not the way we want it. That's not what we want to do. Success and failure both can be distractions if you let it.
Yellow Jackets schedule not getting any easier. Facing Louisville at the end of the month, then clashing with number 7 Notre Dame at Mercedes Benz Stadium in October. Ranked opponents not going away with Miami and Georgia also on tap for Georgia Tech. One of the toughest schedules in the country this year. Amy, let's just send it on back to you.
All right, thanks so much, Pat. And get this, Georgia Tech with an opportunity to start 2-0 for the first time in 8 seasons when they take on Georgia State tonight. Going to be a good one. All right, again, the countdown is almost over here in Atlanta. Georgia set to take on Clemson at noon right here on WJCL 22. We'll continue to get you ready for kickoff after the break.
There's teams all around the country that are working their butt off for 12 weeks straight to be able to go play a team like this in the playoffs, right? And we get to start out with them in a regular season game.
An ACC versus SEC showdown. 14th ranked Clemson hoping to hand the top ranked Georgia Bulldogs their first regular season loss since 2020. And welcome back to our Countdown to Kickoff special live from Atlanta. Again, the countdown is almost over. Top ranked Georgia set to take on number 14 Clemson inside Mercedes Benz Stadium. Behind me, the tailgate lot clearing out as we inch closer and closer to kickoff and the debut of a historic college football season. Talking a brand new 12-team playoff. So let's go ahead and break it down for you. The new playoff field includes the 5 highest ranked conference champions. The 7 highest ranked teams remaining will round out the 12-team format. The top 4 teams will receive a first-round bye to the quarterfinals. So a lot of a bigger, different picture for this 12-team playoff this season. And for a team that looks to get back to their winning ways this season as well, let's go ahead and send it back to Statesboro one more time for a check-in with the Georgia Southern Eagles. Hey, Frank.
Yeah, Amy, I tell you what, you were just talking about that college football playoff, and the group of 5, they're going to have a representative in that, and a lot of experts saying the team playing Georgia Southern today could be that squad in Boise State. So a lot of eyes on this contest as Boise State makes a trip from Idaho here to sultry, sweaty, hot Statesboro this Saturday to kick off the season. Listen, it's no secret. If they didn't know what they were coming into heat-wise, shame on them. It is going to be a hot one, and again, a 4 o'clock kickoff. It is going to be warm. Georgia Southern hoping that home field advantage at home cooking can help them pull off the upset against the Eagles. About a 13-point underdog here to open the 2024 campaign, but I tell you what, Eagles are excited. They're up for the challenge, and we'll see what happens when the season gets underway at 4 o'clock. Amy, going to send it back to you. I know tailgate is wrapping up there in Atlanta. Meanwhile, here in Statesboro, the party just getting started as folks begin to file in here to the tailgate lot.
All right, Frank, thanks so much. Hope those fans have a good time. I know the fans here in Atlanta did. So breaking news did happen this morning before kickoff here between the Georgia Bulldogs and Clemson Tigers. ESPN reporting this morning that Georgia suspending star transfer running back Trevor Etienne for today's game, so you can expect it being next man up for the Georgia Bulldogs in this high-stakes game. All right, let's go ahead and get one more final check of the forecast as tailgates are happening across the country and, of course, right here in the Peach State.
Yep, Amy, it definitely is going to be fairly pleasant in that climate-controlled Mercedes Benz Stadium. But for the folks out at Georgia Southern, expect a hot one across the area today as we head into the afternoon. Those temperatures going to ramp up into the 90s, and we are going
Act now to get an offer you'll love and drive into summer with a Honda.
Catherine, the countdown is officially over, and now it's time to let the playing do the talking. Thanks so much for joining us for our countdown to kickoff live from Atlanta. Clemson, Georgia is next.